Some interesting things to think about for Chiefs fans coming to us from Sports Illustrated. What we've seen during this reign of Mahomes has been nearly unprecedented. Nearly unprecedented in that only the Patriots in the entire history of the sport have done anything like what the Kansas City Chiefs have done lately. And oftentimes it leaves us without a whole lot of context, without the purchase on what it is that we are watching. But there is a little bit of that to think about from this article, in an article titled Former NFL GM's Comments on the Chiefs' Super Bowl Chances, subtitled The Kansas City Chiefs Could Tie History if they make it to their fourth straight Super Bowl. But this former general manager believes there is one man who stands in the way of that. From Sports Illustrated by Dominic Minchella. While the Kansas City Chiefs fell short of making history and becoming the only franchise in National Football League history to win 3 straight Super Bowls, history is still on the horizon for the franchise in 2025. The Chiefs enter the new season not only with a chip on their shoulder from being embarrassed by the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, but to reach the game of all games once again. Should the Chiefs reach the Super Bowl once again, they can stamp their name next to one other team in history to reach this impressive feat. Only one team in history has made 4 straight Super Bowls, and that is the Chiefs' bitter AFC rivals, the Buffalo Bills. This would be an exquisite irony should the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills in, for example, the AFC Championship game in order to advance to the Super Bowl, when it was only the Buffalo Bills who have ever made it to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. And by the way, they did not win a one of them. So that would be an exquisite irony for Josh Allen to be on that opposite sideline watching the Kansas City Chiefs do something that only his franchise has ever done. But the Chiefs would not just be doing what the Bills did, they would be doing it with more style, having already won 2 Super Bowls on that 4 Super Bowl stretch. While the Bills didn't end up winning any of those games, they still are the benchmark for history. With the Chiefs looking to bounce back in 2025, it has to be known within the organization that the goal is reachable. However, former general manager of the New York Jets turned analyst Mike Tannenbaum revealed one player who has the chance to stand between Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs franchise and history. Guys, I'll give you 2 guesses who it is. And if your first guess is not Josh Allen, well, it's because you forgot about Josh Allen. After all, it had to be an AFC player because this is not about winning the Super Bowl, it's about getting to the Super Bowl. So, the article continues thusly. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Surprise, 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 surprise. At least it's not the Chargers, right? Because of their style of play, Tannenbaum said on ESPN's Get Up. Bill Belichick talks a lot about, oftentimes in the NFL, teams lose games before you ever have to win them. Tannenbaum broke down, the Bills, are a hard team to beat because they don't have self-inflicted wounds. Unless they're playing a certain other franchise, I think they'll continue to get better outside with Keon Coleman and another year of development. What did I tell you about Keon Coleman, huh? But this is a team, to me, that has a very, very high floor because they don't self-destruct. How many times have you seen the Chiefs self-destruct in the past few years? Did they get absolutely mollywopped in the Super Bowl? Yes, in fact, they did. But I don't think that was a self-destruction outside of the fact that once things started going poorly, Andy Reid absolutely refused to change anything. Allen has yet to reach the Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills, but coming off of an MVP season, all eyes are on the Bills quarterback to see if he can achieve the lifelong dream. It has to be mentioned that when it comes to Allen versus Mahomes in the playoffs, Mahomes has taken the upper hand more often than not over Allen. Do you mean exclusively has taken the upper hand in the playoffs? Exclusively? Because that's a little bit of a different phrase. The Chiefs and Bills square off in Week 9 of the 2025 campaign, giving both quarterbacks enough time to prepare for their AFC Championship game rematch. Now, I started this video with a spiel on what this means for the Chiefs. We don't really have a whole lot of context yet on what the Chiefs have done because we're still in the middle of it. Because every time the Chiefs, look, I'm going to be very, very honest with you, 100% honest with you. My fandom is perhaps as Kansas City Chiefs as it gets. I was that entire 2018 season waiting for Patrick Mahomes to turn back into a pumpkin. I was waiting for it. I knew the Chiefs did not just draft a franchise quarterback. I knew they didn't. I knew it could not be the case. It never had been the case. We'd never seen it. But then Patrick Mahomes was drafted, and everything has been a whirlwind as a Chiefs fan since. Did you know this September Patrick Mahomes will turn 30? Did you know Patrick Mahomes was drafted 3 seasons after Derek Carr, who we just saw retire? He was drafted 3 seasons. Patrick Mahomes in that 2018 season completely obliterate my ability to tell time in the NFL. I had no idea Derek Carr had been in the NFL just 3 years longer than Patrick Mahomes. It seemed that he was so very old. Why? Because he came from a pre-Mahomesian era in the NFL. But the Chiefs are on track to maybe make history. Plenty of teams have won Super Bowls. Enough teams have gone back to back. And a few have even gone to a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. The Chiefs are in position to go to a 4th consecutive Super Bowl. How realistic is it? Well, that depends on how realistic you think it is that they win the AFC West, something that they've only done 9 times in a row. But everyone says this is going to be the hardest AFC West that Patrick Mahomes has ever squared off against. I'll believe it when I see it. Then you have to answer the question, will the Chiefs make it through the gauntlet of quarterbacks in the AFC? Joe Burrow might make the playoffs. Maybe. Josh Allen will be in the playoffs for at least a round. Lamar Jackson is definitely going to fumble once in the playoffs. All of these things can be said. All of these things can be said with relative surety. With just as much confidence as you can say any of those things, you can also say that the Kansas City Chiefs will most likely be in the AFC Championship game. They've done it 7 times in a row. You can say that the Kansas City Chiefs are likely to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. You can say that. Just as well as you can say that Lamar Jackson will be in the playoffs, that Josh Allen will be in the playoffs, because they've done it so very many times. And should the Kansas City Chiefs find themselves in the Super Bowl for a 4th consecutive year, they will have done something that only one other team has done in the past, making it to 4 consecutive Super Bowls, whether or not they win. Having been there 4 consecutive times would tie an NFL record. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every week. We are over 2 years of daily consecutive uploads, and as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.